Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, December 6th, and I'm your host, Krista McDonald. Earlier this week, Norwood and most of New England experienced a long-duration winter storm that lasted from late Sunday night all the way until Tuesday afternoon. Mark Ryan, director of the DPW, explained how the town handled the storm.
We just finished off a long-duration storm event that went from Sunday, December 1st, through Tuesday, December 3rd. On Sunday, December 1st, we started Operation Salting the Roads at noontime. That process puts salt down to try to melt the snow as it starts and also provide a bond breaker between ice forming on the road later on. Crews then came in at 9 p.m. to start plowing. At that point was about 4 inches of snow had fallen. They continued plowing to about 4:30 Monday morning. At around midnight, though, there was a changeover from snow to rain, so some of the volume was cut down, but ultimately we were looking at about 5 inches of snow ultimately fell during that event. Crews left at 4:30 on Monday morning, returned at 7 a.m. to start their regular shift. It was a rainy, raw day. They spent the day cleaning up around town, knowing full well they were coming back later on for another go-around. So at 5 o'clock on Monday, crews returned to start salting again. They salted, and then at 9 p.m. crews returned to start plowing through the night, Monday night into Tuesday, and then finished plowing around 3:30 on Tuesday. At that point, we send out another salt crew to throw salt down to melt any of the remaining snow in the roads and keep the roads from freezing because the temperatures were dropping. So ultimately we went from noontime on Sunday, December 1st, to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, December 3rd. 56 hours, this storm event. Dropped 11 inches in Norwood. Out of those 56 hours, we probably weren't attending to the snow event for 4 hours. But kudos to the crew. They did a great job, very difficult job, not a huge volume, but a very tedious, long duration storm. They did great. We are very proud of the work they do, and we hope you were safe out there. It was great. The residents did work along with us, didn't park on the roads, didn't bother us during the event, and credit to them. So look for our next event, hopefully not too soon, but DPW will be there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, and all of your hardworking men and women at the DPW. Well, some of you may have been cooking a turkey early on Thanksgiving morning. The Norwood football team went on a business trip to Dedham to bring back some lost hardware as they battled the Marauders in the annual Thanksgiving Day football game. Norwood came out on top 10-7 with some late game drama. For more, we send it over to Brian Dunn with a special early sports report.
Another chapter is written into a long-standing Thanksgiving rivalry between the Dedham Marauders and the Norwood Mustangs, and the 2019 edition did not disappoint. Hopping into the first quarter here, Dedham's ball pass is tipped, and the last chance ever from Dorian Renaud comes up with the interception. See it on the slow motion here, gets possession all the way down, Mustang ball going the other way. Jumping ahead to a huge play for the Mustangs, special teams Marauder punt is blocked, and Renaud scoops it in the end zone. Pay attention here. Number 19, Brian Mateo, and number 52, Dan Aloide on your screen. Both come screaming through that middle gap. Get the hands up. Punter had zero chance. Touchdown Mustangs. Extra point makes it 7-zip. Into the third quarter we go. Dedham with the strong run game punches it in on the goal line. Touchdown by Connor Freeman. The extra point will tie this game back up, and that'll bring us into the fourth quarter, where it is clutch time for Norwood. With the game in their hands, Norwood continues to chip away positive yardage as they approach under 6 seconds to go. All they need is a field goal to win it as they get inside the red zone. They set up the moment perfectly for sophomore Anthony Tamara to set up the game-winning field goal. Here's Ed Hickey and Jim Keating with the call.
All right, so you can spot it right at the 22-yard line. All right. Picked up. Good. No. Oh, Damaris. Just enough over the goal post, and Norwood.
Big pick pile.
Right. What a
5-yard line.
right. The sophomores. All right.
Just like practice.
All week long. The kids kicked a bunch of them for us all season. We set it on second down. I said, if we don't get a first down here, we're taking it down to 3 seconds, calling a timeout, and Anthony's going. Didn't think twice, the kid buried it. Listen, enjoy it, gentlemen. This is the last one. We're getting on the bus. All in on 3, all in on me. 1, 2, 3.
Thanks, Brian. Happy to see the trophy is back where it belongs. Stay tuned after this break for a recap of some great events that took place last weekend.
Stop by the Norwood Memorial Library and check out magazines, newspapers, DVDs, and of course, books. The library also offers a variety of services, including passport renewal, a notary, and tutoring, with multiple different meeting rooms which can be booked for your convenience. Take advantage of online digital resources and get assistance with all of your research needs. Kids can enjoy the children's room stocked with books and toys. There are also a variety of programs for children and adults. And if you can't make it into the library can come to you with home delivery. The library is open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and on Fridays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. To learn more, go to www.norwoodlibrary.org.
Welcome back. Last Saturday, the NHS Hall of Fame Committee hosted their annual Hall of Fame induction. 7 new members were inducted into the Hall of Fame over the weekend, and it was capped off at the end of the ceremony with class of 2001 Jim Martin.
Before I get going, and some things that I'd like to say and talk about, first to Brian and the committee for reaching out to me. So it's one of those things that you never forget. We're up in Binghamton, New York for the conference tournament, and we're waiting to go out to dinner as a team, and I got an email from Brian McDonough, and I'm like, and I see the email, and he said that I'm getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I picked my phone up, I called my mother, I called my wife, and it was just such a great honor, just because of the pride that I have in Norwood, not only athletics, but the town in general. So that was a moment that I'll never forget. That was pretty cool. And just really my upbringing in Norwood and the town itself, and it's just me and my wife, we talk about it when I come home, and my family and friends. It's just a place that taught so many different values and work ethic and teamwork and doing things the right way, and it's things that I carry with me now as a coach.
Thank you to all those who volunteer their time on the Hall of Fame Committee each year for a great event. Every year in the town common, the Recreation Department hosts the Holiday Extravaganza. Although the air was cold, this special event always brings a warm feeling of joy to those who attend. Recreation Program Director Katie Seestead gives Norwood News a breakdown of the day.
It is a little bit chilly outside today. However, we moved all the activities outdoors so we could really support the local restaurants around. I've been here for over 3 years. I've never seen the common this packed, so we're super excited that it is working out. We have people that are dressing warm, have hot chocolate, fried dough. We also have barnyard animals. We have horse and reindeer carriages, crafts. TD Bank and Norwood Bank are big sponsors for this event. And without them, we really couldn't do this. We also just had the Madrigals and Honors Choir on, which was super awesome to see. And we were excited to have them again. They are a fan favorite, and they sing amazing and beautifully, and we were very lucky to have them. We have a line packed for the reindeer dash. We had that earlier with Charles River Running. Had a bigger turnout than last year. We also have a lot of families out today, which is awesome to see. I'm looking at all the horses going by with a full cab full of people. We also have a huge line for the hot chocolate as well as the barnyard animals. So far we're doing really good. We're excited that everybody has come out here, and we are getting ready for the reading of The Grinch.
Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your local government. Welcome back to Norwood News. Monday night, the Planning Board met and began their meeting with an approval not required plan for 190 Sumner Street, lots 5, 6, 20, and 21. After a very brief discussion, the board moved to their next agenda item, a special permit extension for auto storage at Carnegie Row. The board discussed the landscaping plan with the representatives and agreed on an extension.
It's up to the dates.
Extension for 1 year.
You come in May with a plan, get the work, we talk about the plan, we all agree on a plan, we sign off on a plan, work is done by the end of September. You come back in December for the extension.
Yes.
The planning board will meet again on December 16th. There was some confusion at the selectmen's meeting on Tuesday night. With an applicant in front of them for a Class 2 auto dealer's license at 18 Plimpton Ave, it was unclear what the intent of the applicant was.
I will not be operating any cars to the property itself. I do have a mechanic that I usually work with right on the street on Broadway. And if any cars that potentially get stored, it will be at that location. That if started.
There'll be no vehicles at number 18 Plimpton Avenue.
That's correct.
On display for storage or anything else.
Correct.
At this time or any other time in the future.
Absolutely correct.
Sir.
But you're going to put cars on Pleasant Street. You're going to sell those cars? Or are you just going to store them?
No, so definitely not selling until, like I mentioned, getting the actual location set up and going.
How many cars can you store at that location?
4.
Four?
Correct.
You said Pleasant Street or Broadway?
Neither. Broadway.
Broadway.
Yes, sir.
So once you buy 4 cars, that's it? You can't sell them, you can't do anything with them? You're just going to sit on them for months or years, whatever, until you get a location?
Not at all. I'm definitely brand new into the idea of owning my own business, so I wasn't sure how the process goes with the town.
So this license is for the location at 18 Plimpton Ave. You can't assemble anything there, so we'd have to take that off. If you talk about buy, selling, and exchanging, you can do that via computer for someplace off-site, but you can't actually have vehicles at this premises, which you're asking to be licensed for, and then have someone come and pick it up and make either an exchange or give you a check and they drive off with the vehicle. That can't happen here.
Most of the confusion came from whether the license would be used for wholesale or retail use. Retail use is not allowed in the residential zone. The town manager and executive assistant, Christina Mulvihill, joined the discussion to provide some input. After closing the hearing, the selectmen decided to wait 1 week to carry out a decision on the license. Selectman Hajar agreed to meet with the applicant to further discuss the application and help him work out some of those discrepancies.
Okay.
And my personal feeling is I don't think it's going to be that major that we'd have to start all over again.
It's a matter of tweaking this to get the right verbiage.
I understand Bill's point about we've closed the hearing, but I don't think anything of substance is going to change other than making it clearer on the form about what his request is. I think now that we've had this exchange back and forth, he understands our concerns and he understands what he needs
He just told us in response to Mr. Maloney's question that he hasn't got any wholesale market arranged. He told us he's going to buy cars and store them. He's going to be selling retail, and that's not a proper location for a retail establishment.
But I think he also said the opposite too, that he set it up that way thinking that that's what he needed to do to obtain his license. So since he hasn't started his business, we can make sure that it's on the right path from day one so that there's not an issue. I don't think we have to hold this up for another hearing, another posting, and more back and forth.
The next Board of Selectmen meeting will be December 10th. Wednesday's school committee meeting was packed full of appearances and presentations. The night began with NHS Athletic Director John Longley recognizing the fall athletes and awards from the season. Steve Conant and members of the marching band were in attendance to recap their championship-winning season. Segal Reese, Aubrey Seal, and all the Norwood School District principals rounded out a long list of appearances that night. The committee further discussed the anticipated Joint Facilities Committee launch on July 1st, 2020. The committee made its decision on the drafted Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, in regard to the newly formed committee's objectives.
So I believe that the motion as it currently stands is that we would approve the MOU and also instruct the Buildings and Grounds Department to put together a list of benchmarks representing the level of service that we have in FY20 and to complete that no later than the end of FY21 and preferably sooner. So that's what we're voting on.
Is that the longest motion ever?
No.
Okay, even remotely. There's a lot of.
Please record.
It's close. It might be in the top 50, top 20 though. But, yeah.
I can add some more qualifiers.
All right, I'm going to put it to a vote then. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain?
No.
All right, 3
In favor.
All right, motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Due to recent cancellations, the next school committee meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, January 8th at the Balch School. The Conservation Commission also met on Wednesday night, and their first appointment of the night was Chris Hirsch from the Neponset River Watershed Association and the Massachusetts Division of Ecological Restoration. Hirsch presented the proposed plan to remove the Mill Pond Dam to restore Trap Hole Brook.
What we're proposing for this project essentially is to remove the dam, to partially dredge the impoundment to re-establish the stream channel through the impoundment. There were some concerns about the infrastructure, particularly the Sumner Street culvert, and the elevation that would need to be made up between the stream bed down here and the bottom of the Sumner Street culvert. And so the solution we're proposing for that issue is to create a series of pools and riffles that will make up that elevation change so that this Sumner Street culvert does not become perched or a barrier for the fish passage, because ultimately the goal of the project is to reestablish fish passage and habitat through the area. So what we're planning to do is have kind of a natural meander with some natural wood, root wads, kind of armoring the bends to kind of try to keep it within the bounds of what we're anticipating.
After discussion, the board asked for more testing of the area to be done and then to report back with the results. The Conservation Commission voted to cancel their meeting on December 18th, and they will meet after the new year. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government Channel or watch it on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your schools.
Hi, I'm Chief Bill Brooks of the Norwood Police Department. The men and women of the Norwood PD are committed to protecting you and to providing you with top quality service. We're busy. Norwood is a nice town, but in any given 24-hour cycle, we handle anywhere from 65 to 90 radio calls and officer-initiated events. We patrol the town's 10 square miles, including over 100 miles of roadways. Our traffic enforcement focuses on places where crashes have occurred, neighborhoods where residents have reported chronic violations, and offenses that impact crashes like speed, texting, running stop signs and red lights, and failing to yield to pedestrians. When we're not tied up on calls, we work hard to build relationships with members of the community. So you'll see our officers out walking footbeats, checking in with merchants, and stopping at sporting events to chat with kids. We believe that every resident should know, or at least feel like they know, a member of our department. So if you see us, stop and say hello. We'd love to chat with you. On behalf of the men and women of the Norwood Police Department, it's our pleasure to serve you.
Welcome back. Now we're going to toss it over to our Norwood Schools reporter to recap everything that has happened this week in the Norwood Public School District.
Hi guys, I'm Audrey Scafati, and let's take a look at some activities happening in our Norwood schools this week. Norwood Food Service, Norwood High School, and Chartwells recently hosted a free community Thanksgiving feast. The event was enjoyed by over 175 people who came to celebrate the season with a traditional turkey dinner with all of the fixings. American Patriot Sales right here in Norwood, as well as Polar Beverage, donated the food and drinks. Families not only enjoyed a delicious feast complete with dessert, but they also met and socialized with members of the community. The food service staff cooked, prepared, and welcomed the dinner guests. The school's administration team got their hands dirty and put on hats and aprons to serve. The police department, teachers, building and grounds, and volunteers helped create a festive atmosphere throughout the evening. Fun was had by all, and they hope to have this event again next year. At the Oldham School, Mrs. Bertone's classroom has been going on several community trips this school year. In October, the students went to Michael's craft store to take an arts and crafts class. They created monster t-shirts for Halloween and created paintings on canvas. In November, they have been learning about the grocery store and how to plan for a meal. The students voted on what items they would like for a Thanksgiving meal and then used grocery lists to purchase those items at Roach Brothers. The students all worked together to use the food they bought at the grocery store to prepare and cook a Thanksgiving lunch. The students are having a lot of fun being active in their community and learning while they do it. Mrs. Manning and Mrs. Pritchard's third graders at the Oldham spearheaded a pajama drive. For every pair collected, Scholastic Books donates a book to be given with the pajamas to children in need. Oldham families donated over 70 pairs of pajamas. Good job giving good nights to kids who need them. At the Balch School, students in Mrs. Care's class got real comfy and watched the British film version of Danny the Champion of the World, a children's book written in 1975 by Roald Dahl. Time magazine included this novel on its list of the 100 best young adult books of all time. In Extended Day news, 3rd and 5th grade students at Extended Day learned about the cotton candy confection and through the generous donation of our teachers had the opportunity to make their own on the machine. They hosted a live Birds of Prey exhibit while through the Windows on Wildlife nonprofit organization. Windows on Wildlife showcased 2 live owls and an American kestrel, which is a small falcon, and had a discussion about raptor life cycles and habitats. Students also learned about raptor artifacts, including feathers, nests, and skulls. The Town of Norwood's Veterans Services Director, Ted Mulvihill, visited Extended Day's 4th and 5th grade classes and discussed the role of veteran service officers. Students shared their own stories of family members who served and the knowledge they had of the 5 U.S. military branches. And finally, at the Coakley Middle School, congratulations to this year's floor hockey champions, Jerry Frey, Jared Tinlin, Paul Oginski, Patrick Moore, Liam McQuire, and Drew Bartuka. Also at CMS, the building is occasionally open on Friday nights for students to return to play games and activities. Recently, Norwood Police Officer Baguma joined students in a game of manhunt. It's a lot of fun running and hiding around the school, and it gets really real when the police join in. Well, that's it for school news. For more information about the Norwood school system, please check out the website, Facebook, and watch NCM. Now let's go to Brian Dunn for the latest sports news.
Hello again, everybody. Just a few sports notes before I send you back to Kristen for this week. As mentioned earlier, we broke down the Thanksgiving game that capped off a fantastic fall season. This week at the school committee meeting, Athletic Director John Longley appeared before the committee to announce league all-stars and overall achievements from the fall teams this season.
Okay, so first with boys cross country, our all-star was Dylan Hemway, and honorable mention was Kevin Sisk. Girls cross country, Olivia Badette was an all-star, and Emma King, honorable mention. Field hockey, Maggie Curran was an all-star. Molly Mannering, all-star. Allie McDonough was an all-star, and Noelle Conley, honorable mention. Allison McDonough was also the Tri-Valley League Large MVP for the second year in a row, so it was certainly a great accomplishment by Allie. Football, Aiden Pryor was a league all-star. Brian Mateer, honorable mention. Head football coach Manny Lopes was named the Massachusetts Officials Association Coach of the Year as well, and they had a big win on Thanksgiving on a last-second field goal if you happen to be there or watch it live on TV, so that was a great win for them. Boys soccer, Jaden Ryan was an all-star. Anthony Marchant was honorable mention. Girls soccer, Maeve Glavin was honorable mention. In girls volleyball, Jasmine James, All-Star. Megan Obreys was an All-Star, and Sydney Wadicus was honorable mention. We also had three teams receive team sportsmanship awards. The league votes on one school per sport per season to receive that award, and boys cross country, girls volleyball, and football all received that. So that was pretty good.
And the weather gave us a not so warm welcome into the winter sports season, as practices were canceled Tuesday because of a snowstorm. But nevertheless, the teams are off and running. Stay tuned in the coming weeks for notices on upcoming broadcasts and when we will be going live. Best of luck to all the athletes and coaches this winter. Kristen, or should I say Coach, back to you.
Thanks, Brian. Whether it be seafood, Italian food, chicken wings, or those little bar-style pizzas that are so good, there's only one place in town where you can get it all and with high quality. The Old Colonial Cafe has been known for its outstanding menu and service and is the special on this week's Living Local.
For nearly 5 decades, the Old Colonial Cafe has been serving up tasty dishes to the community. Restaurant manager Paul Eckhart describes the atmosphere of the restaurant.
I think what makes the Old Colonial unique is that we've been in business for 50 years. We've been a member of this community for decades. We've celebrated some highlights and some low times with all the families here in Norwood.
Founded by Paul and Martha Angelo in 1969, the OCC has been a townie favorite since the beginning.
When customers come to the Old Colonial Cafe, they can expect a great time. Good food, great drinks, fun service, just a community feeling.
When you dine at the OCC, you'll notice a lot of familiar and friendly faces on the walls.
A lot of them are historical because this building was Norwood's first firehouse. So we have pictures of JFK across the street at the town hall and where the common was back in 1962. We have photos of the Angelo family. And we also have a lot of photos of just people that, play a significant role in this town or in this business. This is supposed to be an extension of your home. OCC, Old Colonial Cafe, you could also call it, our country club.
Eckhart explains that there is a great deal of pride when it comes to the menu.
Some of the highlights on our menu would definitely be seafood. All our seafood comes in fresh every single day. Can't beat our pizzas. Paul makes the pizza dough fresh every single day. There's a lot of pride that goes into the product that we put out here. And I think people see that when they come in and see the different stylings and offerings that we offer. The best part about working at the Old Colonial Cafe is that every day is different. No 2 days are the same. You don't know what you're walking into some days, and it keeps it exciting and keeps you on your toes. We are located at 171 Manhattan Street in downtown Norwood, across from the town hall. There's somebody here 7 days a week. You can call, you can visit our website, oldcolonialcafe.com. But the best way to come is Tuesday through Saturday. Stop in, find out what's going on here, and just enjoy yourselves. This isn't just a restaurant, it's an experience. The staff here all has Norwood ties, the owners have Norwood ties, and we're all about serving the community and just enjoying the moment.
Holiday season is upon us, and there are some great holiday events to look out for in the coming weeks. Next Thursday night, December 12th, Norwood Community Media will be hosting Santa Claus up at the NCM studio. Kids can arrive at 6 p.m. and have a chance to talk to Santa. For more information, check the Norwood Community Media Facebook page. Then, Friday, December 13th, one of Norwood's great annual traditions, the Friends of St. Nick, will be taking place at the 4 Point Sheraton. This year's honorees are Dave and Sheila Monahan of the Mug and Muffin. NCM will be broadcasting this event live on the community channel and streaming live on norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.